Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This of course is another anime reaction video. Today, it's finally been a week. We're finally getting into some more Eden Zero, episode 16. Last episode we managed to finally fight off Jamalov while we were in Digitalis. Now that we're out, we are being attacked by a new person who I believe is the person who played as the character Jamalov. We got to look at him outside of his avatar. He's the Great Hacker Spider, I believe his name was. I didn't actually go back to check these. This is just from memory. And it looks like we might hopefully get into more detail about who Hermit is as a person, because we've been really waiting for this one. You know what I mean? She's holed herself up in I believe the dressing room or wherever it is they make the clothes that they wear, and she's sort of not coming out, which is interesting. So I'm really excited to see what happens with this episode. If you enjoy Eden Zero and you want to see more of these videos, make sure to hit that like button, and while you're at it, might as well subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload in the future. As always, unless you're new here, links down in the description below will take you to the full-length uncut reaction, so you can go to one of those links and you can come back to YouTube where you can watch the discussion. So without further ado, let's get started with this week's episode of Eden Zero, episode 16. Okay, this was a really great episode. I really enjoyed the backstory that they gave to Hermit, especially because it's totally, at least in my opinion, it's totally believable. Some of the certain like the way that they just suddenly all of them turned and none of them really had any reservations, or at least, and maybe it's because there wasn't enough time to like sort of show all of that, but you would figure at least like one person would be slightly like not okay with it. But I guess the only reason they're on that team is because they share at least similar sentiments to Dr. Mueller. But I totally sympathize with Hermit. I believe I was kind of right, because I think I said before the actual episode started that it might be a case of that she was making weapons. She was on accident making weapons of like mass destruction, kind of different because it wasn't used against humans, it was used by humans against other robots, by people that are incredibly how do I put it, racist against robots, I'll put it like that. And I'm really glad they just in general decided to give an episode basically completely dedicated to Hermit as a character, because I think this is one of the few times we've gotten like we've really built up a character before getting their backstory, because, you know, obviously with Witch, we haven't seen much of her, you know, backstory per se. We've just kind of been introduced to her. We learned a little bit about Sister when she found her, but this is the first time we've seen like one of the shining four of the Demon King that we actually got more like in-depth look at, because we got basically, I assume basically her entire backstory through this, that being of course that after she split up with Ziggy, she went to work with some scientists that decided to eradicate robots. And look, I was saying it before that they were kind of being wasteful, you know, just dumping robots that they were done using onto a planet instead of, you know, recycling them or something. But this is a whole new level of wasteful. Not only did they completely destroy a planet, which, I don't know, could have been terraformed or something into a more suitable planet for creatures to live on, they also just annihilated a shit ton of robots. Why? Because they hate the robots, which is honestly totally believable, even ignoring like real world racism. I don't even know if that's like what Mashima was going for, but like people already just don't like AI or machines. There are a lot of people that adamantly don't. So this is totally believable thing, you know, obviously. And it's more so like androids and robots in general, not like machinery or something, or like technology in general, because obviously they have to use computers and stuff to make the cannon. But I think that's this is kind of an interesting, you know, aspect of an interesting aspect of this sort of backstory that they've given Hermit, is that they could probably go somewhere with this. They don't necessarily have to. Mashima doesn't necessarily have to, but just the idea of being like anti-technology, because I've said it before, but the sci-fi genre, I feel like at least allows for a lot more freedom of creativity when it comes to you know, settings in a sci-fi. And obviously this is more of a space fantasy than it is a science fiction type thing, but even like I've said that there has to be certain aesthetics that kind of have to be met in order to qualify as a fantasy. There are certain things that just kind of have to be there, or else it doesn't necessarily count as a fantasy, so to speak, if that makes any sense. It's science fiction, or even just space fantasy, obviously. Really, it just has to take place in space, you know, traveling between different planets. And other than that, you're pretty free to do whatever you want. Like, for example, the ship with the tentacle monsters on it, that also counts as science fiction, even though it's very different from lots of other science fiction-y things. So it would be interesting to see really anti-technology people, you know, even more so than the people in Hermit's flashback. I don't know how they would fit that in or where that would be, but it's just an idea. Let's see, what else about this episode? I really like the sequence where it was revealed what the true purpose of the what was it called? It's like the ether something or other, the ether accelerator. That's right, because I already knew something was gonna go wrong. I already had that feeling in my bones that something was not quite right. But I kind of, it started getting me there when I was like, I know something, this is gonna be wrong, when I saw it be a laser beam. But then they hit you with the red. And the thing that I was worried about is, at this point, when I was just thinking like, all right, what's this gonna be? It's gone red. Is something actually going wrong? Is this on purpose, or is it a case of like they accidentally made a weapon, and then again, even though we haven't actually seen him on screen, and then, like, I don't know, Draken Joe comes in and steals it, and then kills all of the scientists there, all of her friends, and is like, and then walks away with the weapon basically and uses it for his own purposes. But no, it ended up being, and I even without them directly saying it, just like seeing a close up of their faces with like the shadows over their eyes, the blackness over it, I knew. God damn it. This is all according to their plan. Oh god, that terrified look on her face when after the planet exploded. God damn it. The worst part is that they all knew for however long it took them to actually make it, because I don't remember the exact timeline of when they actually got finished, but the fact that they spent so long pretending to be so close with Hermit, just to eventually feeding her all this bullshit about how they want to save them. And then that must have been a relief on their shoulders. They don't have to keep up that facade anymore. That they can just cut loose and be like, yeah, they can outwardly just out loud say, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. God damn it. Ugh. And I love the way they sort of like changed up the art style a little bit, and changed up, at least for the old Dr. Mueller, his voice up. His voice just sounds eviler after that twist. And like they put more shadows over his face. God damn it. I can't imagine how much they were potentially laughing on the inside, because there was that whole scene where they were like, we're all your friends. I can't imagine how like much they must have been like laughing internally if they're that big of monsters that they say shit like they genuinely want to attempt to eradicate all robots. God damn it. I thought this was really sweet with all their smiling faces, but now knowing what they really think, god damn it, it's kind of infuriating. And you know what? I don't know if it was on purpose, but the scene right before the actual test of it, it's snowing, and the thing that I pointed out is that how would that work? Because part of like the rain cycle, whatever, is gravity or whatever, in regards to like precipitation and, you know, science, physics, but the kind of thing that I'm taking away now is how cloudy it is, how gray and like dark it kind of is. On purpose or not, I should have kind of taken a little bit of that as like, oh god, something bad's gonna happen, like a bad omen. Oh, I just noticed some of the apples floating have bites taken out of them. Think of something I can do for humans. Hermit says that Dr. Mueller would ask for a shoulder massage, but if the robots really asked the doctor for something and the doctor wasn't hiding his true intentions, he would have said, just die, please. I don't know what the purpose of having in this shot, some of these apples have bites taken out of them, if you can see that. But if that was on purpose, interesting. the robots have taken bites of the forbidden knowledge and become self-aware and sentient. So now it's the scientists' jobs to kill them. I doubt that was on purpose. Oh, God. Ugh. Ugh. God damn it. Just looking at these, like, these stills of Hermit being, like, incredibly traumatized. Ugh. Ugh. You sick bastard. Saying it was gross when she was crying. Man. Oh, what was really heartbreaking was the coupons of shoulder massage. See, ugh, she's such a precious little fella. Well, I guess she's a girl, yeah, obviously, but to have this happen to her, god damn it. I hope she doesn't have like PTSD or something. Like, obviously she's starting to recover now that she got those speeches from Shiki and Rebecca, but. Man, I hope we see motherfucker, that motherfucker again, just so we can, because just going to jail for blowing up an entire planet, which is, to be fair, a huge crime. That's not satisfying enough. I need to see him get more of his comeuppance. Because actually just makes me feel gross thinking about it. Because again, that's something I could totally see happening in the future. But Witch was right. She does have a beautiful smile. I will give it that. I was saying it kind of in the episode, but I didn't really elaborate it because it's kind of not even entirely true, but it's kind of true, where Shiki and Hermit are not totally alike, but similar in some ways. You know, for example, they both were great friends with people of the opposite, like, we'll go with species. I don't know if that's the right term. You know, obviously, Hermit had humans, even though she was an android, and Shiki, as a human, had robots. And at some point, they got betrayed by the people they thought they could trust, and it ended up... In Hermit's case, it ended up getting her really fucked up. She got emotionally broken, and then she got tortured for... I don't even remember if they specified how long. But it must have been some time, because his hair, Dr. Mueller's hair, gets much longer, and he has a bit of a stubble there. So I want to say a few months, maybe half a year to a year at most. I don't know. But the fact that it's got to be traumatizing. And the reason I think that it might come up in the future, who knows for sure. We could just say that she's fully recovered, as usually recovering from traumatic experiences like that takes a long time. So the fact that she seemingly, I don't know yet if she's fully recovered, just by the end of the episode, not to say that anything in this show has been realistic up to this point, which is, you know, fair enough, it's a space fantasy, but it would be interesting to see a sort of dynamic where she says she's gotten over it, and she's trying, but she's still actively trying to get over it, you know, and sometimes it gets, you know, brought back up again, much to the dismay of everyone involved, because that could really fuck some things up. Like the dude was taken away by the Interstellar Union Army, I think, and knowing how, like, because I would consider, even though technically robots aren't alive or whatever, I would probably consider Dr. Mueller a war criminal almost, or even just like a regular, like, federal criminal, basically a fugitive, or what do you call a federal criminal? Someone's committed a federal crime, because not only did he blow up an entire planet, he also captured and tortured an android, killed hundreds, if not thousands, of robots on that planet Hook. He's got to go to jail for a long time. But to be fair, and while most of it was Hermit, it would be kind of interesting to see if the Union, or whatever it's called. Let me see if I can find it. Interstellar Union Army. If they're sort of like the de facto government of the galaxy, it would be interesting to see, because that would kind of parallel with, like, real world stuff where after the war, some, like, scientists from the other side, so to speak, get taken into the winning side's government, to continue to perform experiments of some sort and create things. So either if you were to be a part of the interstellar government and work for them for something, that would be interesting, and it also probably contribute to an overall arc in regards to Hermit, because obviously she's seemingly found her heart again. We haven't seen anything past what we saw after this episode, obviously, and it'd be interesting to see her confront him finally, because even if she's feeling better and she's got a heart and she's willing to help humans again, all I'm saying is it would be interesting to see her confront her abuser in this situation, you know, to confront Dr. Mueller again for all the shit he did. But now, still, just wondering where Draken Joe is going to come into play, because he got mentioned a few episodes ago, but we haven't actually seen him yet. Man, I don't know. I truly don't know. Real quick, though, I actually want to go check on something. Yep, there he is, Jesse. I mentioned it, I think, while watching the episode, but I'll mention it now again in the discussion. But as some of you mentioned in the comments, there he is. There's that boy Jesse again, here in episode 7 with Elsie's crew. Doesn't really say much, but it's interesting that there's so much mystery to it, but I don't know exactly what it is he wants yet, because obviously, fuck. Now I have to go back again, because now that we know he's with Elsie's crew, where was it that we were? There was the talk between Homura, or Amira, I believe, and Jesse. I need to go find that again. Where the fuck was it? I just need to rewatch this scene with Amira, I believe her name was, and Jesse. I'm just trying to piece this together in my head, because god damn it, I don't want to go to the next episode and try and find it again, but I think I have to. Hold on a second. Oh boy. Maybe I just don't have all the pieces yet, and that's why it's so hard to pinpoint exactly what's going on. But Jesse didn't refer to, you know, Amira when she was disguised as Homura. He just addressed her as Big Sis. But Amira is under the impression that Jesse knows Homura, and obviously Jesse might know who Homura is. She wasn't there when we got Eden Zero, but it wouldn't be a stretch of the imagination if Jesse knew who Homura was, based on the fact that Valkyrie was with Ziggy, and Ziggy... Oh no, sorry, Valkyrie was the one who trained Homura, so it's not a stretch of the imagination, but then it's just a case of... But even if he does know Homura, why would he have reason to believe that was Homura? And I don't think he even did have a reason to believe that was Homura when Amira was impersonating her, because he was still referring to her as an undercover job. And, see, this is so confusing, because either that means that Jesse is a spy for the GIA, and he's pretending to work under Elsie as a spy, even though I don't even know that would be necessary, because they already know she's a space pirate. They have evidence, they just haven't caught her yet. Unless he's my brain hurts trying to think of what it could mean. No spoilers in the comments, though. I just feel like I'm missing so many pieces, unless I'm just misinterpreting things. I genuinely don't know. But that's all I had to say about this episode. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload in the future. Once again, thank you for watching.